What we got?
Yes. Yeah, a big statement when it comes to Kobbie Mainoo. And it's kind of more of the same of, I guess, the chatter in January. And it's this idea that Kobbie Mainoo is not completely safe when it comes to his Manchester United future. Pete Hall, as Flex mentions from the Eye, is saying that Ruben Amorim is not completely convinced Kobbie Mainoo has the fitness levels to be a success in his system. The club would therefore reluctantly sell for offers of around £70 million. It kind of is in keeping what we heard in January, that everyone's got a price, pure profit, etc., etc. Manchester United in the position where nobody's untouchable. They do stress there, reluctantly, they would consider it. But I guess once again we're chatting about we kind of touched on this yesterday, actually, didn't we, guys? Talking about Kobbie and talking about his injuries and fitness levels and how he's physically kind of changing.
Can you hear me?
Okay,
can't hear you guys. Interesting.
Turn you down a little bit.
Turn it down. No problem. How about now? Is that better?
That's better. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
He's outrageous.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us now?
Yeah, perfect.
Good setup, actually. Sounds nice. Now.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Right, we're just waiting on Marcel, but Owen, sorry, that was mid-sentence. I forgot what you were saying.
It's just 70 million. 70 million. So KG came in like a bowling ball. It just doesn't even. We need to have a conversation about KG the comedian. Yeah. I've removed him from the show. He's a disgrace. He's a disgrace. That's what he is. Can you imagine him coming in mid-sentence and then he goes 70 million and he goes 70 million for what as well? For what?
I'm not up to date. I'm not going to lie to you, though.
I mean,
let's fill him in. Basically, KG, in the Eye paper just before we went live, there's a story saying that Man United obviously looking to cash in on up to 10 players to raise money. And it goes one further. We'll bring it back up for KG. Pete Hall from the Eye News says, Ruben Amorim is not completely convinced Kobbie Mainoo has the fitness levels to be a success in his system. The club would therefore reluctantly sell for offers of around 70 million. Now, in the same piece, it talks about Anthony guaranteeing us 40, Rashford guaranteeing us 40, in the same way that we sold Wan-Bissaka, McTominay, and Greenwood last year to raise like 100 million. So we need to do a similar thing. So that bit of it's not news in terms of we better get to work. We need to sell some players. We know this, but the line that Ruben's apparently to the report is going, I'm not sure if he's got the fitness levels. So if a big bid comes in, let him go. So we were just in the middle of basically of that really.
Well, I think he's always been for sale though. They leaked that before. We need to. It's so annoying that there's not enough games to get a good look at some of these players to know what's going on. But then you hear quotes like I saw the Scholes. Scholes said he receives the ball like Zidane or something. Like
he said some mad stuff. Yeah, that's probably
some really high praise, and it's the second season slump. Wharton's had it. A lot of players, will go through this downturn of just being a youngster. And is he really surplus to requirements? Are we just being victims in the moment? The same way our manager didn't realize how to get the best out of Casemiro and he's using him more effectively. Do you not think that he will start to understand how to get everything's been rushed, right? I don't know if that's something that you guys have thought about, but Mainoo leaving this club would be weird for me, like it would be and I understand people are like, oh, but we lose players all the time, but a talent of that level to balance books. Didn't Sir Jim Ratcliffe come out and say something of we're not gonna have to sell our talented youngsters? Like,
for
financial reasons,
for financial reasons, But this is basically suggesting that Ruben's not really feeling him vibe. This isn't like we're strapped for cash. We have to sorry, kids, 100% profit. Just do it. This is more what the report is saying. It's more of a Ruben thing. He's going, I don't really know if he fits my thing physically. I don't know about.
And there's
a
similar one about Garnacho as well. So reports in, I think this is in Argentina. I think this is coming out, or certainly Spain. Suggestion that it says Alejandro Garnacho could leave Manchester United in the next transfer window. Ruben Amorim counts on him, but prefers other players in the position. So once again, I suppose similar to the sort of Kobbie rationale. They're going, I like him, young player, but does he really fit in there? Am I sort of squeezing him in, as we've said with Kobbie this season? Like, where does he play under Ruben? Does he play in the 8? Does he play in the 10? He's tried him as a striker. Like, how's he kind of fit in there? With Garnacho, we're going, yeah, he's not really a 10, but actually it's been quite beneficial to have him sometimes playing as a 10 because he just naturally starts playing as a winger. In some games we need that. But long term, is he gonna fit? And if the answer is no, do we then bite the bullet and go, well, it's not really what we'd want to do, but it's pure profit and we could get a lot of money and that could get us 2 or 3 players that could actually play in the system. Sort of how I suppose it's one of those ones once again, isn't it? Going, how wed are we to the 3-4-3 and how wed are we to Ruben? Is it going to be, look, man, coach over players regardless, or is this reluctance of, yeah, but like if it doesn't work out and we sold Kobbie and Garnacho 3 or 4 years time, would we be regretting that? And that's the sort of the way up.
Can I come in there? Firstly, hello everyone. Sorry I'm late, Flex. Sorry I'm late. Sorry, like everyone, really. What the hell? Sorry. But
see, look, that's what Marcel did when he came in. He went, apologies, whatever. KG just ran in and went, can you hear me? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. 70 million for what? It's just,
sorry, I'm late. The chat, everybody, the whole community. I'm really sorry that I'm late. Forgive me, please. But
forgive him, man.
So thank you, Flex. So I just want to say, yeah, that's a big point. That's a massive point that KG and everyone's kind of made about Kobbie. Does Ruben love Kobbie? Because he doesn't really fit. He doesn't really fit as a 6 out and out, even though for England, he kind of played well in the 6. But, there's 2 6s now /8s in the system. And he hasn't got the dynamic running required to kind of do those shuttles to support the 2 10s and then to get back. We've complained about that. But we see Kobbie as like this enigmatic, and I know I don't even know what that word means fully, but it means big. It means like a
so why are you saying it then? Why are you saying it, bro?
No, but let me run though. Fleck, let me run because you will correct me, Fleck. You will correct me.
I don't know what you just said. I don't know what that even is.
Okay, but you'll still correct me once the chat gets involved.
Right,
So just let it run and then the chat will help us. So yeah,
right,
so he's a big force, Kobbie. He's like ridiculously good, whereas Nacho is like a bit more fixed in terms of his potential. In my opinion, whereas Kobbie's like he can become global. Like every game, he usually does something outstandingly generational. You kind of want to hold on to that and see how much he can evolve. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Whereas Garnacho, it's like we can just see him as a wide player. He's addicted to the touchline and facing up a player with the crowd behind him, kind of on like that's how his style. He wants to go out to the outside. Whereas Kobbie does something in every single game that's generational. Will Ruben stick to that? Will he see out that process? It's all about process. Will he see out that process? Then you've got what Rowan was talking about, wedding and marriage. And being intertwined with somebody. Well, we are intertwined. We should be married to Ruben Amorim, and we should be married to him on the premise, because marriage is, especially football marriage, is conditional. So it should be conditional in the sense that
Marcel spitting.
He's going full tie here. This is on another level. Football marriage.
Thank you very much. It should
keep going, Marcel. Yep.
On the basis that you stick to at least your formation, because that was the failure of Ten Hag. He was changing it every 2 minutes. We weren't following the marriage, the vows of the marriage. We weren't following it correctly. So what we should do is, he's been showing us the 3-4-3 is what he's married to. Owen, just to answer what you're saying, he's married to that style of football, and as long as he stays there with that, we can follow this process.
Does anybody here know of reasons not known of why Kobbie should not be wedded to to Ruben's system? Please speak now.
I think honest.
Or forever hold your peace.
Can I jump in on this one and then start talking about marriage?
Because you mentioned it. Owen, don't do that. Hey, chat. Replay it back.
But wait. Let's keep up with this. Let's keep up with this. The thing that obviously weds the player and the club at the end of the day is a contract, right? That's what's going to keep them together. They got to sign that contract. They got to stick around for a long time. Kobbie Mainoo, the only reason the story is even coming up right now is because he's in the middle of contract negotiations. Wouldn't be a story otherwise. That's in the same article. It's all the talk. It's every day. It's, well, they haven't signed it yet. It's been going for a year. Why isn't it done? This naturally casts doubt on the future, long-term future of somebody when they're sitting there in those negotiations back and forth. But I do think it's important to note that each side has to hold kind of their stance in this. From a United standpoint, they're not going to look at it and say, yeah, we're going to give you as much money as you're asking for because you're the best player we could ever have. It's all perfect and all of that. What if he doesn't agree to the wages that they can offer? You know, they've got to set it up and have their position, which is fair enough. We've put you at a valuation that we're convinced at, because everything is conditional in that respect. It's all about valuation. You love Kobbie Mainoo at 120,000 a week. You don't love Kobbie Mainoo at 300,000 a week, right? It's not the same thing. They're differences. It's the same when you're buying a player. You love them at 30 million. You don't love them at 70 million. It's a disaster at 70, but it's good at 30. So the finances have to kind of play into that.